Here are my thoughts for Final Fantasy III on the Pixel Remaster for Nintendo Switch. It's mostly very good, but the beginning of the game is not friendly to new players. There are a few sections in which you need a specific item or spell in order to progress. The first is the Mallet item or mini-spell. This shrinks the party member or enemy it is used on, cast again to return to normal size. The spell can only be cast by a white mage, and in order to enter a mini dungeon, all 4 members of the party need to be mini, which means 4 casts of the spell. While you are shrunk, melee attacks do 1 damage, but magic attacks work as normal. Then, shortly after this ordeal, you need to be turned into a frog to enter another area of the game. There is no item that can turn you into a frog, so it must again be a white mage, and you have limited casts. But there is an item that allows you to return to normal. While you are a frog, you can't use magic except for Toad, and attack damage is again reduced. Once these early game sections are done, you never need these spells again. It really made the early game a faff, but afterwards it gets so much better. You meet new people, help them out, get access to an airship again. This time you have 1 airship that becomes a submarine, and a second one later in the game that has a bed you can heal in, and an item shop to stock up on the essentials. I found items to be very helpful in these early Final Fantasy games. Potions and Phoenix Stones I've been stocking up on as they help to navigate some battles where the RNG was truly against me, and more specifically my healer. There are a whole bunch of jobs that become available as you progress, essentially being a better version of earlier jobs, almost like a class upgrade. Some of my favourite jobs are Knight, Dragoon, Black Belt, Geomancer, Ninja and Sage. Geomancy is great as it casts spells without using your limited magic points, but you cannot choose the target or choose to attack one or all enemies. As cool as the Summoner and Invoker classes, it is also hurt by not being able to choose what ability your summons use. Ifrit can heal your party, but never used it when I needed it most. Odin never used an attack that worked. It always tried using Zantetsuken on bosses. Zantetsuken attempts to KO all enemies, which bosses are immune to. I hope in Final Fantasy IV, which I'll be playing next, these issues are fixed or just don't exist. As the game progressed, and more magic points were gained, and items were found that let me cast heals for free, it got significantly easier. I had to grind out levels at certain points to ensure my characters could live more than 2 hits from the bosses, but that was really the only limiting factor. Once again, let's look at some of the art. In Advancing Warrior, we see a return of the sword that Firion was holding in my last video. Does this sword have any significance in Final Fantasy lore? It also appears in Master of the Sword. Castle of Illusion again uses contrasting and complementary colours, purple and yellow, to create a really epic scene, just like the image Monster from the previous video. Is this use of yellow and purple a recurring theme, or mere coincidence? Brilliant use of blue and purple in this image of Sarah Altney contrasts with her pale skin and reddish blonde hair. The orange tones are complementary to blue, allowing the blue to stand out. Then we have Desh, who is little more than a purple blob, which contrasts massively to the unused version of him, which at first glance made me think he was a Minotaur, with that headpiece and the shoes almost looking like hooves. I much prefer the unused design, but maybe it would be better used for a different character, as it doesn't match his personality. Cid reminds me of a dwarf in this game. I decided to draw a black belt for this video. I think it has one of the best sprites in the game. I had no reference other than the sprite, but tried to employ a similar aesthetic to the concept art of Yoshitaka Amano. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.